Hey guys, it's Maria
and Anna,
and we just went to Magcon. So today we're going to be doing a Magcon experience video because you guys seem to really like the DigiFest experience video.
Yeah.
Like, I know that we love, especially me, I watch like every single one out there, like Magcon or just any experience videos, because I love hearing about like when people got to meet their favorites and all like that good stuff that happens to them. Like, it makes me happy just knowing that, I don't know,
People
like,
out there
I
get
can
what they
relate to
want.
it now.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was like the best days of our lives. It was so amazing.
It was great.
It took place on the Saturday and Sunday of last weekend, which was 28th and 29th, and I had to work a 9-hour shift on the 28th. Luckily, someone switched with me, so I only worked till 2, but it still kind of sucked. Like, I worked 5 hours, and then we like ran home, and I got a shower and got everything packed and all ready, and then we headed off to Toronto.
It took like an hour and 15 minutes. It wasn't that bad. We stopped and got Tim Hortons on the way down.
We got chocolate chip muffins.
Nice.
We got an extra one for Shawn, but
and then we finally arrived at the hotel around 5 o'clock.
it was at the Hilton.
It's the most...
So fancy.
It's an amazing hotel.
Like, I've only been to Super 8s and stuff like that, so it was pretty cool. We went to our room first and like got everything sorted out. We were told that we're supposed to have free Wi-Fi. We didn't. You only got it if you went to the lobby, so we spent a lot of time down there.
But mine still didn't work, so...
Yeah, except for...
Couldn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so we were down in the lobby just like relaxing, and my mom texted me and she's like, oh, let's go for dinner. So we were just waiting around, and her and my brother were using the elevators and stuff to come down. We went over to the elevator to meet her there, and she like runs up to me and she's all like freaked out. She's like, Maria, do you know who this person is? And show me your phone. And it was a picture of Earl with Shawn's parents. And I was like, oh my god, that's Shawn's dad and mom. And she's like, Maria, it was so weird. And she like explained everything that happened. She went in the elevator with Earl, and there's like 3 people there, and they had like Magcon shirts and the necklaces and everything. So she's like, oh, you guys work for Magcon? Yeah, we do. And then she said, I don't even know anything about it. I just brought my kids because they wanted to come. All I hear about though is Shawn, because yeah, I'm a big fan of his. And then the guy starts laughing and he's like, these are his parents. And my mom was just so freaked out. She's like, oh my god, what are the odds? Can my son get a picture with you? So at first I was kind of like, I don't know, jealous because she got to meet someone before I even did, but I was still really happy for her. It was pretty cool.
The previous show on Saturday ended at around 7:30, and so we were like on the 2nd floor by like the exit of where the show was, and we were just kind of hanging around, and then these 2 girls came and they were showing us their pictures and stuff. Anyway, so we're just kind of like standing there, and we hear the elevator ding and don't really think anything of it, and Shawn's parents walk by.
That was pretty cool.
And we're like, oh,
We
so we
said
just,
hi.
we just kind of said hi. In like 2 minutes, we're talking again, staring off.
I'm
and
just looking at the lobby.
I hear people talking, whatever. So I turn around, and I honestly, I couldn't see like clearly who it was because I didn't have my glasses on, but I saw a neon shirt and like a little like guitar
yellow
case.
shirt.
And so I go, Maria, Shawn is coming, and she freezes and she goes, is he actually? And I'm like, he's coming.
And I turn around and you just see him coming with this guitar on his back and his yellow
His
shirt, and I was
parents
just
are
like,
walking by.
okay, just gotta pretend I didn't even see him. So I just keep walking off like into the lobby, and we're just.
And then when he walked by, we're just like, hey, and he gave us a peace sign. He's like, hey guys.
He kind of just scanned over me because I was so
Yeah.
short, but I was like, whatever. It was really cool to see him though. Like, I've been like a huge fan of him since like last September, so it was amazing like seeing him in person for the first time. And he was with Sammy too when he walked by.
We're standing at the 2nd floor, we're like, oh my gosh, we just saw Shawn. And then people
And
are
Sammy.
screaming, and they're like, Aaron, we love you. So we look up, and Aaron's on like the, what was it? It was like the 5th or 6th floor.
Yeah, just
He's
on the other
standing
side
there
of
with his
the
hat and his
stand, which is
sunglasses, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Aaron.
Anna starts like crying.
I started like crying. And he was wearing his hat, and it was good.
We met a lot of our friends in the lobby before, like that we met at DigiFest. But we met 2 other girls that we became good friends with. And
Olivia and Kayla.
yes. And we hung out with them for a lot of the time. Like, yeah, they got to meet the boys that day, so they were talking to us about it and showing us the videos. And we let them stay in our room with us. And yeah, we hung out with them like the whole time. So all of us were just chilling in our room for a bit and hanging out. And then we decided to go back into the lobby and walk around the hotel. So we got changed. Like before, I was just in like a gray shirt, and I put on this shirt that I made of Shawn.
Hold it up.
Yes. I don't know if the lighting will be good and stuff, but maybe I'll post a picture too.
We'll post pictures.
But yeah, so I painted that with acrylic. I just drew them on and then painted it. Everyone really liked it, and they thought, like, they were like, oh, how much was that at the merch table? It's like, oh, I made it. But anyways, so we were walking around in the lobby, and you could see Bart walking around, which was really cool. And he was taking pictures with people, and he was being nice to everyone. And then at another table, when we were walking by, I saw that it was like Shawn's mom and dad and his manager Andrew, which was really cool to see. And we were walking past, and like all you hear is, excuse me, and I turn around, and it's Shawn's mom, and she's like walked over to me, and she's like, where'd you get that shirt? I'm like, I painted it. And she's like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then his dad came over and said, yeah, that is really cool. And so did Andrew. He's like, yeah, that's really talented. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they just like noticed it. She's like, oh, I'll be sure to tell Shawn. And then after that, we were just walking around on the different floors. Like the boys' rooms were supposed to be on the 5th floor, which was ours, which was really cool because normally they're on like the higher floors, and ours was 10 floors high. But anyways, we were walking around on the 5th, barely actually, like we were just by the elevators, and we saw someone run by to like the balcony part, and it was Sammy, and we're like, oh my gosh.
Shirtless Sammy, can I just say.
And so we're like, well, we don't want to run up to him or anything, we'll just kind of like look over. We're trying to just peek over to kind of see Sammy, and we're like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then this like young girl ran up kind of halfway, and she's like, I really like your shirt. I was like, oh, thanks. And then as she was kind of turning away, I realized that it was Aaliyah, Shawn's sister. And I was like, okay, that was cool. She noticed my shirt and thought it was cool too. So by now I've seen Shawn's whole family and his manager, but I haven't even like talked to Shawn yet. Next, it was about like 11 at night now. We'd just been walking around and everything, and all the guys like kind of sneaked out of the hotel and were outside and had left. And we kind of figured maybe they're going to the airport to pick up Jack and Jack, who were supposed to be coming to the show tomorrow. So we were kind of just hanging around in the lobby and everything and waiting for them to come. In the end, they never did. They came the next day, but yeah, so we were just walking around and stuff, and we walked down this one hallway because our friends were showing us where the lines are going to be and everything. And there was a piano sitting out, and I know how to play Life of the Party on the piano. I learned like the second it came out, and but I don't play for people or like in front of people or anything. And my friends were like, oh, you should play it, blah, 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 nobody's around, like we're just in this empty hallway. I was like, okay, whatever. It was really hard because I just have a keyboard, which is really easy to press, and this was like a big piano. I still did okay, but yeah.
And so we all decided to sing along, and
I was playing, and then it was our friend Olivia. She's like, Shawn's mom is coming. I was like, you're joking. And she's like, no, she's coming.
And so
I'm nervous, so I just stopped playing, and I'm sitting there. And she kind of just looks at us, and we're like, oh, hi. And then she walks and turns and is going into this room, so I'm like, okay. So I start playing again. I play the beginning, like that little riff. And she like pops her head out again, and I was just stopped playing again. I was just like, oh, awkward, okay. Yeah, I don't know, I was nervous to play in front of her. But then we like played through the whole song, and we're at the very end, and then she came out again with Tamara's mom. And she's like, you girls are doing awesome. We're like, oh my gosh, thanks.
It was like,
after that, it was like 1 a.m.
Yeah, and
so we decided to finally go to bed because Jack and Jack weren't coming yet. And yeah, because they posted a selfie of like being in their bed, like in their room in the hotel, so they obviously were back and they didn't come. So we went to our room and went to sleep. So we woke up at like 8 a.m.
I woke up at 7:30 and got a shower.
We thought we'd have to get in line really early.
Because we had priority, right? So, and then we had to get in a line, so we're like, oh, there's probably gonna be because it's sold out, so we're like, there's gonna be so many people, so we have to get in line at like 8 a.m.
We talked to our friends who were getting in line for VIP, and they said that there's nobody in priority. So we waited with them, and we ended up going down at like 10:30.
And there was only 5 people in front of us in priority. It ended up only being 26 of us in priority, which
like we could have went down, like we could have had the day to ourselves, went down at like 2 o'clock, and it still would have been really close to the front of the line. Throughout the day, like Sebastian came out, and so did Sammy. And
yeah, Shawn and Sammy came downstairs, which was really cool.
We saw Aaron too.
Yeah, Bart came outside. Aaron's mom came outside too. Can I say general admission line is absolutely crazy? They're there screaming.
Yes.
Oh my god. And all priority of us, we're all just sitting there like,
Normal.
hey.
Yeah. They let the VIP in at 2 o'clock, and they had to let them in like in chunks, and they were just running.
There were so many of them. The security guards
Every
were...
time someone came out, like a celebrity, everyone would just go running out of their line, and all the security guards would like freak out at them.
I'd be like, get back into the line!
Like, okay. We never left the line.
Honestly,
it wasn't worth it.
I think we priority got in like right at 2:45. Like there wasn't,
Yeah.
it wasn't really like late or early. It was just kind of,
It was on time.
They just need to like check your bags and make sure you had your tickets and stuff, which was fine. Then we went up the escalator. We got our priority bracelets, and we went to get merchandise because we thought like general admission wouldn't come in for another like 15-20 minutes.
And all day, like it ended up being almost 12 hours. I was carrying around this drawing that I did of Shawn. I did it back in like May, just for fun, and then he was gonna perform for Austin Mahone at Echo Beach in August, so I bought a meet and greet for that, and I was gonna take it to him then. But then they announced Magcon like a couple weeks ago, so I was like, okay, I could give it to him then. So I had to carry it around all day and had this like note taped to the back of it and everything.
It ended up getting like a bit crumpled
Yeah,
and stuff.
like the crowd was just crazy. And yeah, so I was standing in the merch line with Anna, and this like older gentleman comes over and he's like, where did you like get that shirt from? I was like, oh, I painted it. And he's like, oh, seriously? I was like, yeah. And he's like, what about that drawing? Did you draw that? I was like, yep, I did. And he was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Are you a big fan of his? I was like, yes, I am. And he's like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I know Shawn personally, so I'll let him know. I was like, okay. I still don't really know who he was, but that was nice.
Yeah, so then after he talked to us, we just kind of like got in line, we got our shirts. I got an Aaron Carpenter shirt.
And then I got just a Magcon sweater. So we waited around a bit, and then eventually all the performers came out on stage, which was really cool, like Mahogany and Colby, and then pretty much everyone came out except for Jack, and Jack hadn't even arrived yet. They're like dancing, and Mahogany was playing music and stuff. She's really cool.
Mahogany is actually like a pretty, like she's really good at DJing and stuff.
The first performance was Willie
Jones, which was actually, he did the song he did for his audition for X Factor, and it was so cool.
Next was Chase.
Chase.
He had a cold or like
Chase
allergies or something.
Was absolutely,
it was still really good.
No, Chase is absolutely amazing.
I'd never heard him sing before.
I didn't even know who he was, right?
And kind of between the performances, all the guys would come out and like dance or just like.
But the boys had to
stage.
go to like do VIP during the show, so we didn't really get to see them a lot.
Yeah.
Next was Daniel Sky. He's a little 14-year-old boy, and
he has an amazing voice.
He is amazing. Dustin Carpenter.
He was awesome.
It was absolutely amazing.
And then he sang with his mom, and it was so perfect.
Their whole family is so talented.
Next,
Shawn Mendes.
Like his performance was perfect. He did like
flawless.
All the songs he did were amazing. He did "Summertime Sadness," which is like one of my favorite covers of his.
You're my bad baby on my heavenly side. If I die tonight, I'll be alright. My God, I feel it in the exhale of the wine. The bomb sizzling like a step, honey, I'm on fire. I feel it everywhere, nothing scares me anymore.
Sing.
I'm getting bombed, I feel it rushing through you from your head to toe.
And Life of the Party.
Yes, he's just like, does anyone know the song "Life of the Party"?
We don't have the time to be sorry, so baby be the life of the party. Together we can just let go, pretend like there's no one else here that we know. Slow dance all in love as the clock track plays. We don't care what them people say.